Okay, so excited to have you all joining me on a Saturday afternoon and taking this time out to learn and to just be open to something new and really take responsibility for creating the best life possible for yourself. So I honor you for showing up. And if you haven't yet, just posting into the chat where you're from, and then taking a moment just to take a couple of deep breaths, getting grounded into this present moment. Let's actually do that together. So wherever you are, I welcome you to stop whatever else you're doing and become present to really get the most value out of this for yourself. So let's begin by closing our eyes, taking a deep breath in through your nose, exhale out your mouth. Let's do that 2 more times. Deep breath in. And then the last one, let's exhale with a sigh. Deep breath. Just keeping your eyes closed, allowing for your body to continue to relax, to let go of whatever you were doing before this moment and really just coming into this present moment to connect with all these amazing people tuning in and really soak up this knowledge and experience in the best way that you can. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome. So just a brief little bit of information about me. My name is Ash, for those of you that don't know. Probably saw it on all of the things you signed up for, but just as a reminder. And I teach people how to use their own breath and their own voice to stay in a high vibration and to remove all of the blockages in our energetic field that really can hold us back on a physical level, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. And so we're going to get into a little bit of all of those areas today in this masterclass. And, I was really thinking about what I wanted to share and some of the aha moments or realizations that I had of things that really made a big impact in my own life. And first of all, that comes from operating on the understanding that we are energetic beings, that we are a lot more than just this physical body. And so you can learn different vibrational medicines that really support you in maintaining that high vibration. And sometimes if you're not quite there, you can do practices that will get you there. And we also have a lot of, blind spots that we might not be aware of things that are affecting our energy. And so we're going to be talking about that today as well. And I think I'm just going to jump right in. So the name of this masterclass is 3 things you may be doing subconsciously to sabotage your life and how to shift and raise your energy. I'm actually going to get into 4 things because I couldn't narrow it down to 3, but I just decided that like 5 minutes ago. So first of all, I wanted to just explain a little bit about breathing. And so breathing is the only thing that our body does both consciously and subconsciously. And so it gives us access to our nervous system. And a lot of people don't breathe properly. We have people that do a lot of shallow breathing. You might snore or have sleep apnea, these different things that affect your breath. And breathing is actually the #1 way that we release toxins from our body. And so if you're not breathing properly, you're storing a lot of toxins in your body without really realizing it. And so something as simple as starting to build a relationship with your breath and checking in with your breath throughout the day as often as you can, as often as you think of it, really just starting to tune into how you're breathing in certain situations. So, you know, naturally when we get upset or stressed or angry, we get short of breath, right? So if you just stop in those moments and take deeper, longer breaths, you're going to immediately calm down your nervous system. And you're going to access that parasympathetic nervous system, which is the resting and digesting state. So if you're constantly operating in the sympathetic, which is our fight or flight mode, and never giving your body the proper rest and relaxation, you're constantly in this fight or flight mode, which leads to anxiety and stress. And so something as simple as just consciously taking deep breaths throughout the day can really shift your overall life, you know, on a daily basis. And then obviously it has an impact on your overall life. And I always like to say that the quality of your breath relates to the quality of your life. Because if you're always taking deep, long breaths, you're going to be living in a lot more peaceful, calm state. So just remember that, you know, to really start checking in with your breath, even right now, like how are you breathing? What is the quality of your breath? And can you take some deep breaths, you know, and just calm your body down? It's really that easy. And next, I wanted to jump into something that is related to our root chakra. So this is where we store our like tribal database. And this is where we store our beliefs and our ideas about our life and our culture and beliefs that we are operating under in our life. And so often we might be plugging into other people's stories and stories that our culture tells us to be true and that our family tells us to be true. And so we limit what we believe to be possible for ourselves because we are living by someone else's belief and story. A really simple example of this, since I have started to become more aware of like why I'm doing the things I'm doing and where I got that idea and that belief, something simple was I felt a cold coming on a few weeks ago. And, you know, just that simple idea of like, oh shit, here we go. I'm going to be sick for a week, or this is, you know, what I'm going to be going through because that's what I've been told and what I've created as my past experience, that it takes a while to get over a cold. I was like, no, okay, my body is going to heal this afternoon. I only need one day to get over this. And even in the beginning when it's like, you don't completely like feel it and believe it as your truth, but it's like you play with it, right? You play with your ideas. I was just kept saying that to myself, like, I am healed. I am going to get over this. And, you know, I'm healthy. People ask me, how are you? I'm great. You know, I'm healthy. And it took me that one day to get over this cold that, you know, typically would have taken probably at least a week. So that's a really simple example. But then there are other things like I have to work really hard for money, or I can't make money doing what I love, or I need to get married in order to be happy, or I'm too old to have kids. I need to be strong and self-sufficient, and I shouldn't ask for help. I shouldn't burden other people with my problems. Being emotional is a sign of weakness. That was a big one for me. I inherited that from my family. And on a larger scale, our country is a mess. Our world is a mess. These are beliefs that we inherit. And often they're not our beliefs. You know, they're programs that we're literally plugging our energy into to keep them alive. And so coming back to how you might be subconsciously sabotaging your life, checking in for yourself, what are these stories that you might be plugging into that really are not your truth, that really are the opposite of what you feel to be your truth? And sometimes it takes some uncovering, some peeling away of these different ideas before we really realize even that, like, you know, that I inherited that from my mom or my dad or this country. You know, a lot of the ideas that we believe in are fed to us by the media, especially with what's happening in our country right now. So just checking in for yourself right now. Just let's close our eyes actually, and just taking a moment to see if there's any area of your life right now where you're maybe a little unhappy or something isn't going as well as you want it to, and seeing if there's any limiting beliefs there, any way that you are giving your energy or life force to this story or this belief that really isn't the truth, that someone else told you, maybe your family or a friend, a sister, brother, and just seeing if you can actually create your own belief, your own truth, regardless of what anyone else says. And I welcome you to do this, you know, throughout your day. Just set an intention of getting clear on what those limiting stories and beliefs are for you, and to become more clear on what you're operating under. Is it your belief or is it something else that you've inherited? And, you know, dropping a little bit deeper into what's happening in our country right now. So, you know, if you watch the news and you live in certain parts of the country, you know, you see evidence of this as well, but that we have this collective consciousness that our country is messed up, that we're in breakdown, that, you know, people are more separate than ever. And is that true? Is that really true? And I know that in my life, if I look at my immediate experience, that's not true. People are more connected than ever. People are waking up. People are showing up and doing the work to be a powerful person in the world. They're being of service. They're volunteering. They're creating things from their passion. And that's really what I see in my world. And everyone's different, and even if you don't have evidence of your truth, you can still feel it to be true. And what happens when we're collectively feeding this story that our country's in breakdown, it leads to things in our culture like mass shootings and this immigration issue right now, and this feeling that I can't do anything to help or to change it. And so it keeps us in this state of apathy. And it also leads to anxiety and depression and stress. And in our country right now, there's epidemic levels of these things. I just wanted to read a couple of crazy statistics. So we have 325.7 million people in this country. And there are 250 million antidepressant prescriptions every year. 50 million for Xanax, which is for anxiety, and 27 for Ativan, and 40 million for Ambien. Ambien is to help with sleep disorders. And so when you add all of those up, that's basically the entire population of our country is on some sort of prescription medicine for anxiety or depression. And that's terrifying. And a lot of it is not necessary. You know, people don't need to be on these prescriptions. They're over medicated, and lots of people take more than one pill, which is why it leads to such a high number. But just to say that if you're constantly believing that things are messed up or that you can't get out of a situation that you're in or you're struggling, it's going to be harder to get out of it. And some other practices like breath and sound work can really support people that are on medication. Not everyone needs to be on medicine. Some people do, and it's great for them, but it's a whole big issue that could be a whole other masterclass. I'm not going to dive too deeply into that, but just checking in with yourself to see which tribal stories are you plugging into that are not yours. Because every time that you plug your energy, your thoughts into something, you're keeping it alive. So in your life, what do you want your story to be? What do you want your truth to be? And give your energy to that. And it'll take some time for some people if these are really ingrained, deep beliefs. You know, there's a lot of things that come from our family and our culture. So just training yourself to constantly take your energy from that story and put it where you want it to go. And you can do this through meditation. You can use your breath as your intention and really just practice this. And also bring this up in conversation with people in your life when they say things that you catch to be like, I don't really think that's true, or is that really your story, or did your parents tell you that? You know, just really being aware of the stories that we're giving our energy to. So that's the second thing. And then for the third, this is the importance of being aware of our energetic surroundings. So we all thrive in certain environments. And because, like I mentioned before, we're all vibrating, we're all this energy, we are affected by the energies around us. And so this can be the energy of a space, or it can be the energy of another person, and it can be, you know, the city that you live in. All of these different things really do affect your vibration. And it's really good to be aware of where you thrive. And we're also going to get a little bit into how you can clear these energies in spaces if you know that there's a space that has a lower energy, and then how to also protect your own energy when you know that you're going into places where it might be challenging for you to stay at a high vibration. And when I say stay at a high vibration, that just means when you're connected with your higher self, when you are living in joy and clarity, and you feel expansive, and you just feel like you're living on purpose. These are all things that are at higher vibrations, which is where we all want to live all the time. So becoming more in tune with when you're not in that place, how to get back there. Because it is all of our natural states. We can all get there. It just takes some practice and some work and some awareness. So right now, we're going to do a short little practice to see, we're going to do an evaluation to see how we feel in certain spaces. So close your eyes again. And first of all, just check in with your body. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how are you feeling right now? Where is your energy level? 10 being you're on fire, you're feeling really good, and 1 being the opposite. And it's good to do this every day as well, just to check in and be present to see where you're at. And then think about how you feel when you're in your home on a scale of 1 to 10. The energy of your home and where you live. And now think about your office or somewhere that you go for work, that you spend a lot of time in. How do you feel when you're in that space and in that environment? You can get even more specific with in your home, like your bedroom. How do you feel in your bedroom where you sleep on a scale of 1 to 10? And then just think of any other physical environments that you spend a lot of time in. And you can use this as a check-in of how you feel in those particular rooms or spaces. And now we're going to make it a little larger. And how do you feel about the city that you're living in right now? Does it give you energy to live where you are in that location of your city? And now moving on to your family. When you're around your family, your immediate family, how do you feel when you're around them on a scale of 1 to 10 on your energy level? And then a friend or someone that you spend a lot of time with, you can do this with anyone in your life. Just checking in to see if when you're around them, if you are staying at the same energy level, maybe they even give you energy, they lift you up, or if they drain you. On a purely energetic level, just checking in to see how you feel when you're around them. And I encourage you to do this throughout your life and throughout your day, just to get clear of where you are on that scale of 1 to 10. And keeping your eyes closed, I'm going to share a simple practice that you can use when you're going into be next to some people that you want to protect your energy from. You know, we can't change people. So, but there's still, sometimes we have to interact with them, like our family or people we work with. And how do you maintain your high vibration when you're aware that typically when you're around them, they drain your energy? So you can do a simple energetic process before you are going to see them. So let's do that now. Just taking another deep breath in through your nose, out your mouth. Just feeling connected to the ground below you. And sitting up very straight so that you almost feel like your spine and your head is being pulled upwards. And you can imagine a white light coming in from the top of your head, and it's bathing you. It's traveling down your face, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your chest, your stomach, your hips, your thighs, your calves, and your feet. So you're bathed in this beautiful bright light, filling up your entire energetic body. And you can even feel it expand a little bit outside of your physical body so that you're in this bubble of white light. And now with in your mind's eye, you're going to see this bubble being sealed up with like a clear film that's on the outside of this white light that's putting you inside of this protective bubble. And that nothing that isn't for your highest good, your highest best, that supports you in staying a high vibration will just bounce right off this bubble. It won't even come into your energetic field. And feeling if your body is tingling at all, just noticing any sensations. And continuing to breathe deep, staying in this place until you feel that you have completely sealed this bubble and this container for yourself. And sometimes you might need to even visualize this clear film becoming a little bit thicker. If you feel like you need some extra protection, whatever you want, you can visualize that. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So this is a really good practice to do at the beginning of the day, every day, just when you're walking out into the world. We often pick up things without realizing it. You know, we're all empaths, and so we can feel what's going on with people in our lives and with people that we work with. You know, even out in the world, if you're living like Los Angeles like I do, often I will pick up a lot of other people's energy if I'm not consciously protecting my energetic field. And so this is a really good practice to do, especially if you're on this path of becoming more conscious and becoming more light and doing a lot of breath work and sound practices. You become more sensitive as you raise in your vibration. And so things that didn't used to affect me, they do now. And I'm aware of that because I've become a lot more sensitive over this practice. And so these tools are essential for me now to really make sure that I'm putting myself in that bubble every single day and protecting my own energy field. And if anyone has any questions as I'm going through any of this, you can put them in the chat box and I will come back to them at the end. So then there's the next piece around spaces. So if you feel like you weren't in a 10 of your energy level when you came to check in with how you feel in your home or your bedroom or your office, like physical spaces, you can do things to clear out the energy in there as well. Like, first of all, cleaning obviously moves a lot of energy. And so keeping your environment clean around you. And then also if you have sage, you can burn sage. It cleanses the energy of a space. All you do is just set an intention, say aloud, please clear all energies here that are no longer serving me, or, whatever you want that to be, just setting that clear intention of clear out the energy of this space, and it will do that. And you can do other things like visualizing that light, that practice we just did. You can sit in the middle of this room and you can visualize that white light expanding to the entire size of that room. And it will really push out any stuck energy and bring back in the light into those spaces. You can also do things like spray essential oils, light candles. If you work with spirit guides or ascended masters, angels, you can call them into the space and ask them to clear the energy. And as this has become a big practice for me, that I share a lot about vibrational medicine, and my goal is always to maintain a high vibration. So becoming very aware of my surroundings has been super important. And I welcome you to do the same, because sometimes we don't even realize how much our energy is brought down just when we walk into a dirty kitchen, for example. So just really being aware of your energetic surroundings can have a huge impact on your life. Okay. And the last thing that I wanted to share with you is this idea of how your biography becomes your biology. And Carolyn Miss talks a lot about this, and I highly recommend learning from her, reading her book. She's amazing. And this is when everything that happens to us gets stored in our physical body, in our tissues, and on a cellular level. And eventually that's what can lead to dis-ease or illness. And so you can visualize this as So we have all this energy coming in through the top of our head. This is our life force. This is our prana. This is what keeps us going. And so when it's coming into your head and you need this energy to stay at a high vibration, to stay energetic, to stay healthy, like this is your life force. But the moment that you start thinking about a situation in the past, like a trauma, for example, something that happened to you, you're literally, you can visualize it like these energetic cords of light coming in your body, and then it's coming out of whichever chakra is related to that particular trauma, and it's plugging into that story. And so if we keep thinking about that trauma, or, you know, sometimes it's even a past life thing, it will continue feeding it. Just like in the beginning when I talked about these stories that we inherit. The whole idea is to make sure that you have all of your energy, all of your spirit contained in your energetic field and not giving it away. And so, for example, you know, if there's something that you experienced in your life that had to do something with your self-esteem, like someone bullied you or said something to you that really negatively impacted your self-esteem, that comes from our third chakra and our solar plexus. So that would mean that there would be like a cord coming in the top of your head, going out your solar plexus and then plugging into that story. And so you can imagine if you have a bunch of these different traumas or these different things that have happened to you in your life, and it can be subtle, you know, you can visualize yourself as having like all of these tentacles of energy that are traveling outside of you and plugging into these different stories. And so it takes practice to call your spirit back, to call your energy back, so that you have 100% of your life force to support you in your health and your well-being. And it's like you're leaking power to the past. Some of us leak power to the future, you know, when we're thinking about where we want to be and not having the fact that we're not there yet. And we're constantly thinking about the future, you're giving your energy away to that. And so it's all about coming back to the present moment. You know, there's so many teachings around this, the power of now and through meditation, and it's real, people. It's legit. It's about really bringing our energy back into the present moment so that we can stay healthy and vibrant and have all of our life force. And, you know, we all know an example of this that I'm sure we've all experienced is when we are super busy and just going, and we don't take time to check in with ourselves about how we're feeling, and we're just like on autopilot to like get this project done or finish this workshop or whatever it is. We're leaking our energy because we're not in the present moment. We're focusing on like what I need to get done and stressing about it. And then we get sick. We get a cold or we get the flu. Our immune system becomes depressed. And that is a clear example of when we're giving our energy away and when something in our life is happening that affects our biology. And our immune system is directly related to our heart chakra. So if you are going through a hard time, like a breakup, for example, and you don't take the proper time to rest and to grieve and to give yourself that space just to feel, you become a lot more susceptible to getting sick. You know, I definitely experienced this myself. I know a lot of us have. And so our job is to always come back to the present moment and to plug up any holes in our energy system where our energy is leaking. And if you have had some really serious trauma happen in your life in the past and you don't know how to unplug from that story, get help. You know, there's a lot of people that support people in moving through trauma, and, you know, you can hire someone to do an energetic clearing. There's so many different resources, and there's a lot of people that focus on specific things too. So if you are watching this and you feel like that is you, you can reach out to me, and I probably have someone that can help you or support you through moving past that trauma. So I really encourage you to do whatever it takes to take responsibility for your own energy and really practice this bringing your spirit back, calling your spirit back, like almost like commanding it, like using your will to command your energy back to you. And sometimes days are more challenging than others, so you'll have to do it multiple times throughout the day. But that's why it's a practice. And, you know, if these things are left unaddressed for a long period of time, like decades, it will manifest into your physical body into disease. And it's just the way energy works. It's a blockage of energy that is not continually flowing, and it gets stuck and it gets stored there, and it will impact those particular organs that are related to that chakra of where your energy is leaking. So, you know, an example that Carolyn Miss gives is a lot of people that in our country right now, we have an epidemic of breast cancer, and it's heart-based, you know, our breasts are linked to our heart chakra. And so people that don't take care of themselves, women especially, have been plugging into this idea since the 50s that we inherited from our moms usually, that we need to go to work, we need to take care of the kids, we need to please our husband, we need to look good while we're doing all of this, and we can't ask for help because it's a weakness, and don't you dare cry because you need to hold it together. You're strong, you can do this, you need to do everything on your own. And I know I inherited a lot of that. A lot of girls that are my age had this belief as well. And so that relates to heart issues also, of not allowing ourselves to feel. And so it leads to breast cancer. And then same thing with the men getting a lot of prostate cancer, because the masculine roles have been undefined for a long time now, and men are having a lot of challenge around how to be in the world and what their role is. And they have lost a lot of their connection with their divine masculine nature. And so it's creating a lot of blockages in their masculine parts, which is the prostate. So these things are real, like it really does manifest into physical things. And same thing with like pancreatic cancer, it's related to not enjoying the sweetness of life. You know, there's a lot of different things that everything starts on an energetic level and then it moves into the physical body last. So it's important for us to know this and to maintain our energy, to call our spirit back, to keep our energy flowing. If we're constantly flowing and moving in energy, that's when you stay healthy and that's when you stay at a high vibration. So that's the basic things that I wanted to share with you all. I know it's kind of a lot of information, so please feel free to reach out to me if you have questions after this as well. But just as a summary, so the first thing we talked about is building a relationship with your breath and really giving your body the proper rest and relaxation. So checking in with yourself throughout the day, seeing if you can breathe and take deeper breaths. The second is becoming aware if you are plugging into other people's beliefs and stories, or if you are living your unique truth. And this can be on a cultural level for our whole country, or it can be family, parents, just being aware of whose beliefs you're picking up and which ones you're living from that are not actually yours. The third one is being aware of your energetic surroundings. So taking time to check in with your environment and also the people that you spend a lot of time around, and then doing what you need to do in order to clear that energy or to protect your energy. And then lastly, calling your spirit back and coming into the present moment and not draining and leaking your energy out into the past or into the future. And getting help if you need help to do this process, and really having that daily practice of meditation or some sort of ritual that is focused on bringing all of your energy back into the present moment and really feeling that white light filling up your entire energetic body and expanding out into your more subtle bodies. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. And if you are really interested in this kind of thing and wanting to learn more, I am going to be offering a 7-week class that starts on August 4th. And this is going to be diving deep into the chakras. So it's 7 weeks because we're going to be moving through the 7 chakras and learning what areas of your life you have leakages of your energy, like I started to talk about, how we can clear that energy and then balance out that energy center and really raise your vibration overall. So for example, we'll be starting in week 1 at the root chakra, and we're going to be addressing safety, security, purpose of, being in this present moment on the planet. And then, the next week we'll move up into sacral and so on, getting all the way up into the crown chakra of our connection with spirit. And third chakra, our intuition, all of these things that are related to our energy centers. We're going to move through them each week. It's a live video. It's on Zoom like this. And then also we will be doing meditation every single day. So I've professionally recorded 7 different meditations. You'll get one each Saturday. So on the first Saturday, you'll get the one for the root chakra. And that one, it incorporates specific frequencies that are proven to balance out that particular chakra. It incorporates a breathing pattern that you'll be doing, a toning practice, and affirmations that you'll do every single day for that week. And it's 10 to 12 minutes, super short, so you can do it easily every single day. And so on. So at the end of it, you'll have 7 meditations that you can keep forever to maintain this balance of your chakra system. And it'll be a group program, so we'll be in a group Facebook where we can share about our experience and support each other and ask questions. And yeah, that's really the gist of it. And I'm gonna post the link for more information on this program in the chat box if you want to check it out. And the discount pricing is available until the 22nd, which I believe is tomorrow. There's a discount price. You can save $200 if you sign up by tomorrow. And then also if you're on this particular masterclass and you sign up in the next 24 hours, which would be by tomorrow, Sunday at 1 p.m., I'll give you an additional $100 off. So it would be, the full price is $14.95 for all 7 weeks and the meditations and everything. But if you sign up within the next 24 hours, it'll be $11.95. So just reach out to me if you're wanting to do this, and I can send you the link. I'll also post the link in the chat. And yeah, thank you so much for spending this time with me and really taking on your health and wellness. And I'm always available for questions. This is my passion. This is what I love sharing with the world. So please use me. Ask me any questions you have at any time. I'm available. So thank you so, so much. And you all have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye now.